the Dodge Neon. Started its second generation in 1999 and it ended in 2005. The SRT version, or the turbocharged version, started in the latter year of the second generation from 03 to 05. And here's a question, are they still worth buying? By the end of this video, you should find out. The 4 denotes the amount of cylinders the car has, and that is 4 cylinders. And SRT means street racing technology. Tom Gale, the Executive Vice President of Chrysler Product Development and Design, that's a mouthful, went to SEMA and became inspired to create the SRT-4 to appeal to the new gen motor enthusiast. The first generation Neon, the sales were rapid, selling nearly 200,000 units and more until the second generation, and that's when sales dropped almost drastically to the lower 100,000 units per year. With the magic of money, the SRT was produced with off-the-shelf components to bring down the cost of the car to not so dirt cheap, but not too expensive and meeting right in the middle to appeal to those car enthusiasts. It was equipped with an A853 2.4 liter inline-4 motor, which is basically the upgraded version of the 2.4 liter, with stronger crankshaft webbing, thicker deck, cast aluminum oil pan, higher capacity oil pump for the turbo, improved aluminum alloy pistons, and a different cylinder head. And what was this mini powerhouse paired with? A T850 5-speed manual. Not only was the engine upgraded, so was the braking, because more horsepower means you need stronger braking power. So in the front, it got vented and thickened rotors, and in the back, they got non-vented and just a bit smaller discs, which is still an upgrade. It ended up getting a stiffer spring rate, which is the SRT-tuned Tokiko struts, a sway bar, updated K-member, and the biggest advancement that they could have done to this car, and I'm thoroughly impressed, is installing the PT Cruiser steering knuckle. Talk about SRT. 2003 marked the first year of the SRT, and within that year came with 250 horsepower and a 5.3 second 0 to 60. From 04 to 05, the car did get a bump of horsepower to 230 horsepower and gave it a 3 second faster 0 to 60, and gave it a top speed of 153 miles per hour. Dodge ended up creating 1,175 ACR, or American Club Racer Editions, SRT-4s. That was basically just lowered with smaller yet thicker tires, 5-piston Tokiko dampers, thicker stabilizer, thicker bushings and retention struts, and finally embroidered racing seats just like the Dodge Viper for the time. And in 05, Dodge released a commemorative edition, which was stone white with electric blue stripes and some interior cosmetic upgrades. So is the Dodge Neon still worth buying in today's time? Let's break down its liability and go over a few other considerations. The Dodge Neon SRT-4 is over 17 years old, and with age, issues pop up. One of the most notable issues is a transmission issue. Basically, the previous owners banged through gears all the time, and they probably didn't change out the transmission fluid like they should. Therefore, the third gear synchronizer is probably out and needs to be replaced. Now, you could try to do a flush and install a synchro mesh and see if that fixes the issue, but most likely it needs to be replaced. So if you're testing out a Dodge Neon, bang through the gears and see if that third gear grinds. The PCV valve should be replaced routinely, some say every 12 months. The turbo seal likes to fail with age, obviously, it's a gasket, and you'll be leaking oil. Checking for rust is essential, so check underneath the door frames, the fender wells, check all over the place, make sure there's no crazy rust holes, and you're good to go. The sunroof can go off track and ultimately leak water. Buying a replacement track is not easy to do and not very easy to find, but it's possible. The control arm bushings and the tie rods are wear items and should be replaced about every 100,000 miles, so if you have soft and inaccurate driving, check those. You may have clicking sound going around corners. That could very well be your CV joints. Other than age getting to the car, it's dependable and pretty reliable. But wait, there's more. Here's some more considerations. The interior is cheap and basic, made of plastic. The engine can only make max 500 horsepower before you start breaking things. The stock SRT-4 is actually pretty great on gas with 22 to 30 miles per gallon, and it can keep up with most modern cars. It has 4 doors, that's pretty cool. My previous 02 Mustang GT had a 5.6 seconds 0 to 60. However, it can't take corners like the Neon can without upgrading the Mustang suspension, but it is also rear-wheel drive and the Dodge Neon is front-wheel drive. Torque steer is an issue because it's front-wheel drive. The stock motor is a non-interference motor, and the timing belt should be replaced about every 102 to 105,000 miles, along with the tensioners, idler pulley, and the water pump, which is all belt driven. If it hasn't been replaced and you're getting one with high miles, be sure to factor that in. It's important. It is a harder job to do, but a friend of mine named Thomas Miata, I actually met him, he's a great dude, did a timing belt replacement on this motor, and I'll have his video linked down below for your convenience. And what about the price? It varies depending on the seller and the condition of the car, but they should be found anywhere between $9,500 and $4,500. But the Dodge Neon has a benefit to it. It is unique. You don't see them very often on the road. Arguably, at the higher end, it's not the quickest for the price. It's more like you're buying a unique car. They are reliable as long as you take care of it. And they're very fun to drive. And if you're willing to get your hands dirty and take care of this car, grab one. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you'll enjoy this one. This is Chris at AutoMotivate. I always appreciate and respect one another, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. I'll see you next time.